anybody wants to find me, I'll be in the last place you would look, in a place where people used to be, a land that's called reality. You'll find me there. I won't be catching up on Reddit, I won't be watching any news, I'll let the planet spin without me, 'cause everything has been without me sometime.
Alright, well, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Emma. I'm 19. I am going to school in Seattle, and I just decided when I was a freshman, like, I went into school and I knew that I wanted to study abroad. Like, that was really one of my main goals, and the school I go to has, like, a really, really good study abroad program. So I essentially went into the office and I was like, okay, like, let's make this work. Please help me study abroad. And we chose a program that, like, fit my budget and fit me. Like, my parents both speak German. Yeah. So it made sense for me to go to a German-speaking country. It would just be a lot easier and, like, better cultural transition. So, yeah, that's how I ended up in Vienna for 3 months. And I definitely plan on studying abroad again. Travel is, like, so fun, you know? Yeah. I'm sure you guys relate to this. My mom always says, like, traveling is a way that you can fit multiple lives into your one short life, which is, like, one of my favorite quotes.
That is a good one, yeah. Yeah, we're fascinated with Germany. We haven't been out of the country yet, but...
Unless Canada counts,
I
guess.
Canada counts.
Canada. But...
Yeah, we've mostly just been traveling in the U.S. and... Yeah.
But still, it's a lot of culture differences. Like, even just throughout the U.S.
Yeah, from state to state, it's very different.
I mean, the U.S. is huge. It's not like Europe, where the pockets are, like, the size of one state, you know? So there is going to be a lot of variety.
Yeah. I was telling somebody something about the U.S., and he was surprised at how I could drive from where we are in California all the way down to L.A., and it takes 6-7 hours.
Oh, I know.
And he was like, I live in Germany, and if I drive 6-7 hours, I'm like 2 countries away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely a big difference.
And the fact that in California you can get, like, every climate possible. So,
tell us about your sites and your YouTube channel.
Okay, so I started the Messy Heads with my friend India. And that's, like, our main blog. And then I made my separate YouTube channel just as a place to keep my travel vlogs, because that's something that I want to look back on. And even just now, like, stuff that happened 3 months ago, I go and rewatch them, and I'm like, remember everything, and it all comes back to me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was so cool. And I really like that I recorded everything, because you can remember it, but you always remember things slightly wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched quite a few of your videos. They're very, very well made. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We were like, wow, she's really good at editing. Like,
really?
Yeah. We've been trying, but it takes some practice.
Our videos are better edited than when we first started, but they're not very well edited.
Yeah, it takes some time for sure to learn everything, but then once you get it down, it's easier and easier and easier. But yeah, that's just separate from my main blog, which, you know, the focus isn't really on my main blog. The focus isn't really travel.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, yeah. So, how long have you known your best friend, India?
Actually, just a year.
A year?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your videos make it seem like longer.
Yeah, a lot longer.
Super short, but sometimes you just meet people and it's like instant. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few friends that are like that. Yeah.
I actually have somebody who in high school, I wanted to hate because she was, like, dating my ex and friends with my friends, and I felt like she was, like, trying to take over my life, you know, because I was a dramatic teenager. And then I actually started talking to her, and I was like, no, I really like this girl, and she's been my best friend ever since, but I wanted so badly to hate her.
Yeah.
But that actually put it.
Oh, okay. What inspired you to travel? Oh, yeah.
Definitely my parents. Like, my dad got a job to go in Munich, and, like, neither of my parents had been outside the country. So they were just like, okay, whatever, we'll go. and they went, and I just remember even when I was really little going through their photo albums, and it was like every weekend they would go to a different country. So they went like, and when I was born, they kept traveling. So I'd been to like 30 countries by the time I was like 1. So it'd always be really annoying. Like my parents would be like, "Oh, you've already been there." I'm like, "Really?"
My mom does that to me all the time. She'll be like, "You've already been there," or
she said that she said that you've been to Disneyland, and he was like, "I was like 3. I don't remember."
I remember about 5 minutes of that trip.
Yeah.
I remember following Chuck E. Cheese into the dressing room and crying on a ride because I thought we were never coming back. That's all I remember.
Yeah, that's actually the only issue I have with like the places that we go with Augie now is I know that they're kind of like creating him. You know what I mean? Like they're still good for him and everything, but he's not going to remember. Like it's not going to be, you know. So we're going to have to re-go everywhere.
But then maybe when he gets older, he'll be like, "Hey, I want to see these places for myself," and
yeah.
Like how I did.
We very much hope that he wants to travel when he gets older because I love it.
I didn't go anywhere for the first almost 21 years of my life. I lived in the same city and went like, the farthest I went was like 5 hours away from my house.
And then within the first like 6 months, I took her to Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Okay, where's been your favorite destination so far?
Okay. It's a tie, I think, between Prague and Munich. Because Munich is like where my parents live, so that was a totally different experience because I like luckily got to meet up with my dad there because he like had business in Europe, whatever. And it was so cool. Like he showed me their old apartment and all of, like the local spots, and he's like, "Wow, like these places have still been here for 20 years, you know." So I got to see a more local view of Munich, which is really cool. Like as a tourist, you don't really get to do that.
Yeah.
And I really liked Prague just because the vibe of the city, it was so like old feeling, and there's like the clock tower in the square that the glockenspiel goes off, and it's like a huge spectacle, and all the bridges are so cool, and they have this John Lennon wall. Like it's a little bit of a hippie city. So the John Lennon wall was this huge wall, all rainbow spray painted, and everyone is allowed to come spray paint on it. And there's a kid out playing Beatles on his guitar. And that was one of my favorite cities, and I didn't get to film any of it. So that's also, like maybe it's like rose-tinted glasses, you know, it was really, really, really special.
That sounds even more hippie than the hippie city I was born in. I was born in Santa Cruz, and that's a huge hippie.
It doesn't get more hippie than that.
Yeah, it's very hippie. I lived there until I was 12, and then we moved out to Michigan.
Yeah.
It's so funny because when people say Prague, like I always think of like fashion and like high end, like I don't know why.
I didn't get that vibe from it at all.
I think that I don't know why I think that one.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just weird. The way the name sounds. I don't know.
Prague sounds like Vogue a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I have one of my mom's friends went to Prague when I was little, and when he came back, that's all he talked about for like 4 years. He loved it.
It's such a cool city. It's an interesting mix of old and new culture, I think, is what I really liked about it.
And Prague is in the Czech Republic, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I got off the bus, and it didn't occur to me that they wouldn't take euros there. So we go to the vending machine, and our options are like 10,000 checks to 50,000 checks. And I'm like, well, I have no idea what the exchange rate is. Let's just go with the middle one. And it's like, I think it's like 2,000 to the dollar. It's something so weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, that's...
Like to the dollar or to the euro?
Oh, well, dollar and euro are pretty much the same now.
Are they? They're pretty close now?
They're really close, so I just use them interchangeably.
Yeah. So what was your worst experience?
Okay, worst experience? For me, it was definitely just getting homesick.
Oh, yeah.
And if something happens back home, you're just so far away.
I know that.
You can't participate. You can't, you're almost in another world, another time zone. It just feels like you're so far apart, and it's kind of hard to shake that.
Yeah, my entire family and all of my friends I've known since kindergarten are across the country, and I never get to see them, so
Yeah.
I know that one.
Well,
You just start to feel the disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't see most of my family for like 6 years when I moved to Michigan. So yeah, I know how it feels too.
Yeah, that's a long time. And I mean, I was only gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Still, if you're close with your family, it's any time is really.
exactly.
Yeah.
Are the people in other countries inviting, accepting, and friendly most of the
Okay,
time?
so this is what I learned. If you try speaking their language first, like I would always go up to them and always speak German until I couldn't understand them anymore. They're so much better. They're so much more likely to help you than if you just come up and start speaking English. Because then they're like, oh, tourists, you know, like,
yeah. Like they know it, but don't be smug. You're in their country, kind of.
Exactly. It's like a respect thing, and I'll always be like, can you help me, you know? But obviously I say that in German and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how to say that, but I've been trying to learn a bit of German. But
Yeah. Do you have the app Duolingo?
I used Babbel for a long time.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people use that too. I use Duolingo, and that really helped me.
Duolingo.
Duolingo. And then when I was there, I was in language courses.
Is that like a subscription based, or is that like a one-time thing?
No, it's free.
Oh,
it's free.
Oh,
It's just on your phone, so
What's going on in here?
when I had downtime, and they're like little games, so you just play the games and you learn really fast.
Oh, it's Duolingo?
Yeah, here, I'll message it on Skype.
Yeah, that sounds really useful. Because I canceled my Babbel because I hadn't used it for a long time, because I work really long hours sometimes, so.
Yeah. No, this one is totally free. You just download the app on your phone, or you can go online and on Duolingo.com and do it too.
Yeah, alright. Cool.
I'm always worried about going to Germany because I know that, like, there'll be, I of course would just, I'd try to speak their language first no matter what, but I feel like I'm, like, too friendly, and I heard that that's kind of, like, seen as really weird over there.
It's
so I'd be walking down the street and I'd, like, smile at somebody, and then I'd be like, oh, I look like an idiot right now.
Yeah, like, in America, we're too courteous, and we're always smiling, how are you, how can I help you? And in Germany, it's more direct. Like, if the waiter comes by, do you need anything? No? Bye. Like, there's no, hi, how are you? What can I get you today? You know?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's a weird one. Must be hard to get used to.
Yeah, at first you're like, wow, everyone is so rude. But they just have, they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it hard. I would just probably look really silly for a while. So,
yeah.
Whatever.
Oh. So where do you stay while you're traveling? Like Airbnb or something?
Okay.
Like
So since I did it through my school, we just stayed in a hostel. It's actually, there's these new things called OJABs, which is like a hostel, but you can get like a bathroom and kitchen. It's pretty minimalistic. I knew some other kids. When we went to Prague, we met up with other kids from our same school who were just on a different abroad program, and they got like really nice apartments. But that's because in Czech, it's a lot cheaper.
Oh.
So they were paying like the same amount that we were, but had a really nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely price differences.
I mean, I wouldn't even care. If I were in Germany, I would stay in the most simple, tiny, it doesn't matter. I'd be in Germany.
Anywhere but here?
Not anywhere but here. Well, here, like,
yes.
like where we
yes,
are right
where we are right this minute.
Yes, right where we are right this minute. Yeah.
It's a little dangerous over here.
It's not dangerous on our side of town, but on the other side of town, it's pretty dangerous.
But the thing is, like, when I traveled a lot on the weekends, even if I went to a really cheap hostel that was like $20, 20 euros a night, or I went to one that was like €12 a night, they take good care of it, and it is like, really nice and clean.
That's good.
That's definitely different than how they're always portrayed when you
exactly. No, I thought. I mean, I'm a student, and like, I don't really have high standards for living.
We don't have high standards either.
Yeah.
Well,
a hostel is perfectly fine.
But it would. I feel like a hostel would be weird with a small kid, or actually, I guess 2 small kids.
Maybe. I mean, in our hostel, we had a few families living in there.
Oh.
At the OJABs.
Oh, okay.
As long as it doesn't bug other people, I guess it's all right.
Yeah. But my dad, whenever he travels, he always uses Airbnb whenever
Yeah.
he's in the area.
That's getting pretty popular.
Hmm.
So, do you have any future plans for trips?
Out of the country, I really want to do another abroad program. And I'm thinking I want to go to, or my school has one that goes to Tahiti, and you do like oceanography abroad.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so I sign up for oceanography next quarter, and you have to like hit a certain grade, and then you essentially go there, and it's like a marine biology program, which is really cool.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And I mean, other than that, all my trips I have planned are within the U.S.
That's still good.
Yeah, the U.S. has a lot of cool things to see. We did Route 66, what was that, 4 years ago?
5 years.
5 years ago? Yeah, that was fun. I surprised we made it because I bought like the cheapest vehicle I could find.
And just went.
And pretty much anytime we hit any kind of hill, I had to put it in first gear.
And within like 2 days, or what, not even 2 days, like 24 hours, we hit like a heavy blizzard and a tornado, like all in the same stretch.
It was pretty.
That makes for a good story, you know. That makes the experience too.
Yeah, we wrote about it on our blog. It was an intense trip. Oh,
not something we could do now with a kid.
My gas gauge stopped working like in the second day of traveling. It was a really messed up trip.
It was.
So you're like, well, we have no idea how much gas we have.
Yeah, I pretty much every few hours I would just stop and put some gas in it.
Yeah.
He's like, we're about to hit a really long stretch of road. We should probably just fill up. Even if we just did it like an hour ago, we should probably put some gas in there.
We started the trip with 1 cat and we ended it with 5 cats because she had kittens halfway through the trip.
We had no idea she was pregnant until we started.
It was crazy. So you're into photography?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I love photography. I just remember being really, really little and like having my like $40 really shitty camera, like filming my family on family vacations and like interviewing them. Like my 4-year-old brother, interviewing him and being like, "What did you think of this?" He like gave
I hope you still have those videos.
Yeah, I do. I have them all of our family trips. Like we went to Sedona, Arizona, and I filmed that. It's just always like. And in high school, I was like yearbook photo editor, and it's just the way I feel I can best capture a moment. Like I love when I get a photo, and to me, it perfectly describes how I felt in that moment and how everyone was feeling and what it was.
Capture. Mm-hmm. It's a very hard thing to capture. I just got into photography about a year ago, and I really, really got into it fast. Like, I watch videos all the time. I read everything.
I've always been into photography, like the idea of photography. Like, I like taking pictures, but I'm like more of like I don't want to do the research and figure out like the actual mechanics of a camera. I just want to like go out but he's constantly talking about like the different parts of the camera and what they do and stuff, so I've just kind of picked it up. So I was like, thanks for doing all the work for me, I guess.
No, it really is half technicality and half artistic creativity, you know?
Yeah.
And you do need both parts to come together.
Yeah, you need to learn all of the manual stuff, the exposure and everything, and
I guess my photos have gotten a lot better since you started telling me how to properly do them, I guess.
We got nothing else for you. You got anything for us? Maybe?
Not really. Thanks, guys, for watching my videos. I feel like nobody watches them. So.
A lot more people watch your videos than ours. Yours have over 1,000, and ours have like 20.
If that. Yeah.
So.
They're friends and family.
Yeah. Nobody watches anything that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to be happy that you made them, you know, and be able to look back and watch them. Like, I'm so happy I made mine.
Was that even your intended purpose, was for like, or were you just kind of doing it as like a video diary type thing?
No, it was mainly because I'm like, okay, listen, like to my mom, to my dad, my brother, my friends. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to like have time to Skype and call all of you guys, you know? It's going to be such a huge time suck, so I'm just going to post videos here. You can see what I'm up to.
Yeah, that's good. Luckily, her family lives pretty much in the same town, so they can all just get in the same room every once in a while.
Right, and I'll Skype and look at it.
Although that would be like a day-long activity, probably.
All of my nieces and nephews. I have 6 nieces and nephews who all want to have like big, long conversations with me, and I'm like, guys, I can only be on here for so long. Like, and then I have 4 sisters. So,
oh my gosh, huge family problems.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's really hard to keep up with all of them, and then I have 7 best friends. So.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with everybody, so.
Especially if you're not in the same city.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I could never get rid of my Facebook, because I would lose contact with everybody, because I'd be like, sorry guys, I'm not calling all of you.
I know, social media has helped so much because you can reach, like, so many more people with just one instance, you know?
Yeah, you just tag people and there you go.
Yeah.
And then, of course, people always post those statuses, like, you know, those vague, like, oh, my life is so terrible. So you know when something's going on, so then you're like, hey, you know, what's up? And then you can catch up with anything that's going on in their life. Cause
those vague stats.
I try to stay away from the drama statuses.
I only care if it's my best friends. If it's one of my friends, I'll, like, message them and be like, what's wrong? If it's anybody else, I'm just like, oh, my gosh, okay.
I know, you like drama.
I feel like my family has so many problems that if I tried to keep up with them, like, I'd lose my mind. All right, well, it was very nice to talk to you. So.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. I really hope that you guys get to go to Germany, and if you do, you have to check out Munich.
Munich?
Yes, we absolutely will.
Yeah.
I have to go somewhere where there's a Christmas fair going on is what I have to do.
I really wish that I was able to go to Christmas anywhere in Bavaria, honestly, like anywhere in any German-speaking country, because they do it big there.
Oh, yeah. We've watched a lot of stuff on it. We are very determined to make it happen, so it's going to happen.
It's like that whole Christmas spirit that you imagine when you're a little kid.
Yeah, it's like what you like see in like the fairy tales with all the snow and the lights and the... Absolutely.
And everyone like running around.
Yeah.
I really want to be able to do that too.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out a way to make money while we're there so that we can actually do it. 'Cause you can't just go and do it when we have kids and hope for the best.
That's the only reason why, like, I know that you do better when you're not, like, trying to make money off of your videos and your sites and stuff, but that's the only reason why we're even trying to make money off of it is because that's the only way we can get away with traveling.
Yeah.
I know. You should look into English teaching jobs, because I know a few of my friends are going, and you don't have to speak any other languages because it's taught all in English.
Yeah.
Really?
You just have to be like very patient. I mean, I'm sure it's just like it's like teaching a 2-year-old how to talk.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I'm sure you guys would have good insight on that. You know, it's
we got insight on teaching a 2-year-old how to talk. Definitely.
You know, that's how I was taught in my classes when I was in Vienna, because you're in a classroom and nobody else speaks the same language.
Right.
So there's no way that you can teach it in 2 languages. So she just shows pictures and it's like, this is this word.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh. Yeah.
And I know that doesn't Germany have a lot of like exclusively English like schools and daycares and things like that? Because I would work in a daycare over there, like an English speaking daycare.
Exactly, and you have an advantage since you speak English as your first language. You know.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy. Okay.
You could always listen to that and stuff. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely listen to that. All right. He's getting impatient. So.
Yeah.
It was nice to talk to you. And
yeah, nice talking to you guys.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Gazing through darkness, I can't see your face. Down by the torture, tired of counting days. Endless frustration, it consumes my heart again. Fighting my demons. Will it ever end? It's gone and I'm singing no more. Waiting to say the words I've held inside. And helpless I cry. I need you more in my life. my life.